All right, so Lochtonial Caress, tempered mitts, gloves, armor 40, requires level 16, 27 strength, 10% increase skill speed, plus 40 to maximum life, 12% reduce maximum mana, and I guess this is the big thing here. Shared charges with allies in your presence. All right, so we're gonna start up AI with the Theorycraft build.
Today we're going to be taking a look at a build that was sent in by one of our listeners, and it's a really, really cool one. I think it's for the warrior in game name.
All right.
And this is actually
fun one.
A really fun one.
Yeah.
And
Very.
it's all centered around these really cool, unique gloves called Lochtonial Caress.
Lochtonial Caress, yeah.
So this is all about sharing endurance charges with your allies and really, really shaking things up literally on the battlefield.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a really cool build because it actually takes the concept of a warrior, which, you know, is usually sort of like the in-your-face damage dealer.
Right.
And kind of turns that around a little bit to say, hey, you know what? We can also be really powerful by supporting our team.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, empowering the people around us.
Yeah, you don't always think of warriors as like a support class.
Right.
But this build kind of, you know, puts that on its head a little bit.
Exactly.
So let's dive into this a little bit more specifically. And let's start off with those Lochtonial Caress gloves.
Yeah.
What exactly is it that makes them so special?
Okay, so Lochtonial Caress, they are tempered mitts.
Okay.
So right off the bat, you're going to need to be level 16 and have 27 strength to wear them.
Okay, so you can't just start out with this build.
No, this is something you're going to kind of progress into a little bit.
Right, right.
But, you know, as you level up your warrior, you'll get there.
Yeah, yeah.
You do get a nice boost to your skill speed and maximum life.
Oh, nice.
Which is always welcome for a warrior.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
However, your maximum mana is going to take a bit of a hit.
Okay.
But that's not really a big deal because the real draw of these gloves is the unique modifier.
Right.
And that is share charges with allies in your presence.
Okay, so we're sharing charges with allies.
Yeah.
Who are allies in this case.
So allies in game name, that's pretty much anyone who's fighting alongside you and has their own set of stats.
Okay.
So we're talking other players, obviously.
Yeah.
We're talking about minions.
Okay.
If you've got any sort of summoner action going on.
Right.
Basically anyone on your team except for yourself.
Oh, okay. So you yourself don't actually benefit from the charges that you're sharing.
Not directly, no.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
But everyone else around you does, and that's where the power really comes in.
Right. Right.
So we talk about charges. We're talking about endurance, frenzy, and power charges.
Okay.
Now, Lochtonial Caress will let you share any of these charges.
Okay.
But, you know, each charge lasts for 20 seconds.
Right.
And they refresh whenever you gain another charge of the same type. Now, having charges on their own doesn't do anything right.
Right.
It's how these charges interact with your skills and passive abilities that really determines their power.
Okay, so we're going to be setting this build up to sort of take advantage of these charges and kind of amplify what they're doing.
Exactly.
Okay, awesome.
And this particular build that we're looking at today, it's all about generating and sharing endurance charges.
Okay, now endurance charges, I know those give you some physical damage reduction.
Absolutely. That's their primary effect.
Okay.
You know, they can also boost things like life regeneration or even the damage of certain attacks, depending on the other items and skills that you're using.
Right, right. So it's kind of a multifaceted charge.
Yeah.
It's not just a single thing.
It's got a lot of utility.
Okay, cool.
And you know, the more you have, the stronger those effects become.
Gotcha, gotcha.
So with this warrior build, how we're generating those endurance charges is primarily by stunning enemies.
Okay.
And the main skill we're going to be using for that is Earthquake.
Okay, I love Earthquake.
Yeah, Earthquake's awesome.
It's a lot of fun. It's very satisfying.
It's a very satisfying skill.
Yeah.
You know, you slam the ground, it sends out this wave of damage, and then it creates these aftershocks.
Right.
Which, you know, are basically tremors that continue damaging enemies over time.
Right, yeah.
But it's not just the damage that we're interested in here. It's the stun potential. Earthquake has a really high chance to stun enemies.
Right.
And when you're hitting a whole group of enemies with that, you're going to be generating a lot of stuns and therefore a lot of endurance charges.
Gotcha. So are there any, like, support gems that we're going to be using to kind of boost this earthquake skill?
Oh, absolutely. There are a few key gems that really make this build shine.
Okay.
First off, we've got Fist of War support.
Okay.
Now, what this does is it adds a ton of extra damage to your slams,
Okay.
and it widens the area of effect.
So even more stunning power.
Exactly. You're going to be stunning even more enemies.
Okay.
Then we've got increased duration support.
Okay.
And this one makes those aftershocks from Earthquake linger for a longer period of time.
Oh, okay. So even more damage over time.
Exactly. And potentially even more stuns.
Exactly. And of course, we can't forget Area of Sifrix.
Right.
I mean, that one's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, bigger earthquake, more enemies hit.
Yep, bigger booms, more stuns.
All right.
That's what we want.
So, are there any gems that like help us get those stuns even more reliably?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So Ruthless Support is a fantastic gem.
Okay.
It basically helps you build up stun on enemies faster.
Oh, okay.
So you know every time you hit an enemy, you're getting closer and closer to stunning them.
Right.
And with Earthquake hitting multiple times with those aftershocks, you're going to be stunning things left and right.
Gotcha.
But the real star of the show when it comes to stun support is Enduring Stun Support.
Ooh, okay. I don't think I'm familiar with that one.
This gem is amazing for this build.
Okay.
What it does is it gives you an endurance charge every time you stun an enemy with a melee hit.
Oh, wow.
So when you combine that with Earthquake,
Oh, that's amazing. You're just creating this constant stream of endurance charges.
right, because you're hitting so many enemies with Earthquake,
Exactly.
and then you're stunning them, which gives you more charges.
It's like a stun and share machine.
That's crazy.
It's really powerful.
Okay, so you mentioned earlier that this was a Titan build.
Yes.
So for people who may not be super familiar with the ascendancy classes, what is it about the Titan that makes it such a good fit?
So the Titan Ascendancy class, it's all about boosting your slam skills.
Okay.
And, since our primary damage dealer here is Earthquake, which is a slam,
Right.
that synergy is just perfect.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
So let's break down a few of the key nodes in the Titan Ascendancy tree that are really going to enhance this build.
Right.
So first up, we have Ancestral Empowerment.
Okay.
Now, this node is fantastic. It gives your slam skills, including Earthquake, more damage,
Oh, nice.
and an even wider area of effect.
Okay, so we're just boosting that Earthquake even further.
Exactly.
More enemies hit more stuns, more charges.
Yep, that's the name of the game.
All right, cool.
Then we have Earthbreaker.
Okay.
Now, this one is super cool because it gives you additional aftershocks from your earthquakes.
Ooh.
So not only are you getting that initial wave of damage and stuns, but now you're also getting even more aftershocks.
Right.
Which can also stun enemies.
So it's like a chain reaction of stuns.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
And then, of course, we have Crushing Blows.
Okay.
This one is essential for any stun-focused build.
Right.
What Crushing Blows does is it increases your chance to stun with any attack.
Oh, nice.
So it's not just limited to Earthquake.
Right.
Any melee attack you make has a higher chance to stun.
That's fantastic.
So with these three nodes, you're really ensuring that you are consistently generating those endurance charges.
Wow. So we're slamming, we're stunning, we're sharing those charges.
Yep, that's the core loop of this build.
Rinse and repeat.
Exactly.
Okay, awesome.
So we've talked a lot about the mechanics of this build,
Right.
but what about actually playing it?
Yeah. What's that like? What kind of strategies do we need to keep in mind?
So playing this build is all about positioning and timing.
Okay.
Remember, those charges are only shared with allies who are near you.
Right, right.
And you are a melee fighter at heart, so you need to be in the thick of it.
Right.
So you've got to find that sweet spot where you're close enough to the enemies to hit them with your Earthquake,
Right.
but you're also close enough to your allies to share those endurance charges.
So it's like a delicate balance.
Exactly. Now, a really useful skill for this is Seismic Cry.
Okay.
Have you used that one before?
I have, yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so what Seismic Cry does is it empowers your next slam attack.
Right.
So if you use Seismic Cry and then immediately follow it up with Earthquake, you're going to be hitting multiple times
Oh, wow.
with massive damage.
So it's like a super-powered Earthquake.
It's like a superpowered Earthquake.
That's awesome.
So you can really group up a bunch of enemies, use Seismic Cry, hit them with that empowered Earthquake, and just create this cascade of stuns.
Wow. So it sounds like timing is really key with this build.
Absolutely.
It's not just about like spamming Earthquake.
No, you got to be smart about it.
Yeah.
You got to know when to use Seismic Cry. You got to know where to position yourself. It's a very dynamic build.
Okay, this has been a really fascinating deep dive.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to try out this build.
Me too.
It seems like it could be a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
especially when you're playing with a team.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're really contributing in a way that maybe you don't always think about as a warrior.
Exactly.
So, for all of you listening out there,
Yeah.
you know, I hope that this has given you a good understanding of the mechanics of this build.
Yeah.
You know, how it works, what the core loop is.
Yeah.
But now it's up to you to actually go out there and try it.
Exactly.
Experiment with it. You know, try different gem setups.
Yeah.
Try different strategies.
Absolutely.
See, it works for you.
And you know, one thing I would really encourage people to think about is survivability.
Right.
Because this build does rely on you being in the thick of things.
Yeah.
So, you know, think about how can you maximize your own defenses while also supporting your team?
Right, right.
You know, which allies benefit most from those endurance charges? How can you position yourself to best protect them?
Right.
There's a lot of room for strategic thinking here.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And I think that's what makes this build so interesting.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just about following a cookie cutter build guide.
Right.
It's about understanding the mechanics and then using that knowledge to create your own playstyle.
Yeah, exactly.
So have fun with it.
Yeah. Be sure to let us know how it goes.
Let us know how your earthquake adventures go.
Yeah, we love hearing from you guys.
Absolutely.
And until next time, happy gaming, everyone.
Happy gaming.